and welcome back to We Bombastic Few, episode 19, or season 2, episode 6. I am today's introductory host, Daniel. With me is Lindsay.
Hi, it's Lindsay. Today I got pulled over and the officer asked me if I was carrying a bazooka in my car, but he stood with the most serious face, so I didn't know if for some reason he thought I might have illegal weapons in my car. But he asked if he could search my car, and I said, if you want to, then you're not going to find anything, but go right ahead. And he didn't. But that's my story for the day.
Well, hold on. All right. I'm Brent. I'm also here on the podcast, but we need to go back to this story. First off, why did you get pulled over?
My tags were expired.
What is wrong with you? You know, you're the reason society is crumbling.
Yeah, whatever.
I 100%.
Okay. But there's no reason given for why he asked that.
Thought it was
maybe he was just messing with you.
Was it entirely unprompted, or
I guess that might be like his
weapon
thing that he says to every guy he pulls over or something, but he said with such a serious face that I didn't think it was a joke. I laughed, though.
To be a police officer and just be like, do you have a lion in your trunk? It's like, what? It's like, I'm going to need you to pop the trunk.
Just how many gorillas are in your car?
At this moment.
Anyways, 76 plays last week, which is
Woo.
awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of growth for our podcast has been happening, and we're excited.
Speaking of which, whatever we get the next listen period is the amount of push-ups I have to do a day. So you guys better get high listens so I get swole.
He does baby numbers. I do 150 every day, no matter what.
Even you told me yesterday it was every other day, you liar.
They don't need to know this. Either way, 75 average over every day. So.
Oh yeah, I do 150.
Either way, get high enough
push-ups every day.
He just like the one punch. Doesn't he like blow to do push-ups at one point? I don't know. I think Superman does. Some extremely powerful character does push-ups via just blowing.
Are you thinking of Kung Pao?
Possibly. I don't know. He's an extremely powerful character. So
that's fair. He is the chosen one.
Yes, as marked by the symbol.
the symbol of great wisdom.
Yes.
So, anyways, quick little icebreaker. I had a watermelon the other day. Actually, my roommate had a watermelon. He cut it up. He let me have a slice. And I thought, I've always heard that salted watermelon is a really good treat. And so I got some salt from the cabinet, put some in my hand and sprinkled it on. And I bit into the watermelon. And I looked right at my roommate and I said, this is revolting. How can people like salted watermelon? I don't get it. Well, it doesn't taste good. It's not
the way that's set up. That sounds like it's like a joke that's told over lunch in order to prank someone. It's like, oh man, I put salt on my watermelon. Oh yeah. Oh, it tastes amazing. You gotta try it. Okay, I'll try it sometime.
And it does.
And it just became a culture thing.
That's 100% just a punked thing. You got punked. There was a camera. You just didn't see it.
Wait, did you not ever hear this, Brent, that people actually like salted watermelon?
I don't believe it.
My mom's a huge advocate for it, and I won't touch her watermelon unless I saw her cut it up.
You're trying to punk me, and it's not going to work. I see the hidden camera. I've already disconnected the wire.
Dang it, I lost my feed.
Okay.
It's not going to work. If you said now I'm curious though, if you put sugar on watermelon, if that would be how that would taste.
It'd probably be good. My roommate took some of the rest of the watermelon and he made a watermelon syrup, and he took some club soda and made watermelon soda out of it. Pretty good.
Interesting. Sounds disgusting. What are today's segments?
Today's segments are a discussion about astrology and the zodiac, a hypothetical, because what is a podcast without a hypothetical, and a discussion on exotic pets. Now for the bombastic word of the day, ERF. That is spelled E-R-F, ERF, which means a plot of land. Now
I'm going to use this at least 4 times this episode, even if it doesn't fit.
We've gone
have
2
the
whole weeks
bombastic
without
word.
using any bombastic words, and it's kind of unsettling.
Talk about an earth on our part.
That does not count. Continue on.
I don't care if they're counted. They're being used.
That's -1 point for Brent.
Yeah. Point
I'll
wise
take it.
doesn't count.
I'll take it for the team. We need this.
So first, we're going to talk about astrology. Like I said, I'll give a quick little history lesson. So astrology, in the Western sense, astrology you probably know for as far as horoscopes go and everything, that can be dated back to like even as far back as like the first dynasty of Mesopotamia. So like 4,000 years ago or so, like that's how early it's been recorded. And basically the Western version of astrology is meant to speak to how your personality is supposed to be oriented, and it was accepted as a scholarly tradition until astronomy and physics became more prominent, like around 1700 or like the end of the 17th century. Now, the Chinese zodiac you might also be familiar with, hearing something like the year of the rat or the year of the ox, is in a similar vein to that, except astrology is based on the 12 months, and what month you were born in affects the astral sign you were born under, whereas the Chinese zodiac is based on roughly a 12-year cycle, and so your animal that is associated depends on the year you were born in, but then it also splits up into more things, whether you were born yin or yang, and then as far as one of the 4 elements of wood, fire, earth, or metal, or water. Wait, so what? 5 elements, my bad. Yes, so it splits up into different things, and then
air isn't an element? Avatar lied to me?
Yep, Avatar lied to you.
All right. Also, Professor Daniel, yep. I'm holding my hand up.
Yep. You
all right.
In the back with the face.
Thank you. Is the difference between the 2 forms of astrology because the sun rises and sets at different points?
Depends on the earth that you're on.
As a matter of fact, it doesn't depend on that, Brent. Actually,
okay. But that definitely happens, right?
No, Brent. Actually, I'm going to have to fail you.
No.
Even though that's not relevant to the class whatsoever.
I failed this class 7 times on this lecture.
With the same question.
Yeah. Thought I had it this time. All right, continue.
So anyways, the Chinese zodiac traditionally was largely used as a way of determining who you were compatible with for friendships, for relationships. I was speaking to a professor at my college the other day about it who has Cantonese origins, and her grandparents were actually matched up for marriage based on their zodiacs.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
And so, but I just wanted to get this out because I think it's interesting, is the folk story that the 12 zodiac animals are based around. It's called The Great Race, where the Jade Emperor decided that the years on the calendar would be named for the animals in the order they reached him. But to get there, the animals had to cross a river. So cats and rats aren't very good at swimming, but they're both smart. And so they hopped on the back of the ox, which carried them across, but as they were about to reach the other side, the rat pushed the cat into the river, jumped off the ox, and rushed to the Jade Emperor, and reached the Jade Emperor first. So the rat is the first year, and the ox got there second. The third one to come was a tiger. Even though it's strong, should have gotten across the river first. The currents pushed him downstream far enough he ended up third. So the rabbit arrived fourth. It got across by jumping from one stone to another, and it ended up falling in, but managed to grab a hold of a floating log that ended up washing to shore. So he got there fourth. So he was rushing fast, fell in, ended up fourth. In fifth place was the dragon. The Jade Emperor asked the dragon why the dragon didn't come in first, and the dragon explained it had to stop by a village to bring rain for the people. And then, on its way to the finish, it saw the rabbit holding on to the floating log, and so it gave a puff of breath to push the rabbit there.
Dude, dragon's first in my heart.
Brent, do you know which animal you are?
No idea. I'm assuming a dragon because I'm awesome.
But after that came the horse, but hidden on the horse hoofs was a snake. The snake suddenly appeared, scaring the horse, and the snake appeared 6th, and then the horse came in 7th. Then the goat, monkey, and rooster arrived at the gate, and they worked together to find a way to the other side. And so the goat ended up as the 8th animal, then the monkey, and then the rooster. So 8, 9, 10. The 11th animal was the dog, who should have been the best swimmer and runner, but wasted time playing in the water, so ended up in 11th.
Oh.
And the final animal was the pig, who stopped in the middle of the race to eat and fall asleep.
Dang. All right, I have 2 questions. Or 1 comment, 1 question. Number 1 comment, I actually did raise my hand earlier, even though no one would have known if I didn't. I just want people to know I'm fully invested in this. Number 2, how big of an Earth were they doing this over?
It wasn't across the whole Earth. It was just basically a quick little race.
Earth, not Earth.
Oh,
Earth.
Yeah. Ignoring that. Anyways.
But I missed what place the cat... Is cat 3rd?
No. The cat actually drowned and didn't make it into the zodiac. It is said that this is the reason cats always hunt rats and also hate water.
I love stories like this where like they give the animals, they personify the animals to have human characteristics, and they allow a rat to think, oh yes, I need to push this cat. And then it's able to put, I don't know how big the rat was, but it was able to push a cat off an ox.
Yeah,
Man,
you guys are rabbits, right? Right, Daniel? You two are rabbits? You were born the year of the rabbit?
Yes.
And then I'm a tiger.
Yes, you were born the year of the tiger. So me and Brent are both yin earth rabbits, and Lindsay is a yang earth tiger. So I don't exactly know how they match up. I'm trying to find.
Remember you talked about elements?
Oh, okay, got it. I was back to planets in my head.
So as far as compatibility, rabbits and tigers are about average compatibility. And then I don't know if they match yins with yins and yangs with yangs, but yin and yang being together makes sense with me just because of the whole theme of balance across Eastern philosophy. Anyways, I don't know a lot about it. I just wanted to talk about it since I had that conversation with a professor the other day.
That's actually really interesting.
And it is interesting, but ignore everything you just heard because we're going to Western astrology now.
That's right.
All right. So as promised, we're going to talk about our relationships via astrological signs. But first, I'm going to give a description of personalities according to the astrological signs. So Daniel, Taurus. Taurus is an earth sign represented by the bull. Like their celestial spirit animal, Taurians enjoy relaxing and serene environments surrounded by soft sounds, soothing aromas, and succulent flavors. Do you agree with your personality?
Yeah, 100%. I have to because I was born under the Taurus, so everything about me falls under the astrological signs as it's been spoken.
Obviously. All right. Lindsay, you are Leo. Roll out the red carpet because Leo has arrived. Leo is represented by the lion, and these spirited fire signs are the kings and queens of the celestial jungle.
Oh, yeah.
They're delighted to embrace their royal status. Vivacious, theatrical, and passionate, Leos love to bask in the spotlight and celebrate themselves. I'm pretty sure I was meant to be born in July 23rd through August 22nd. But do you agree with your sign?
The second half, no.
I don't think any of it fits you.
Exactly. I think I meant like the first little bit, like I guess I could see if I really looked hard enough.
Roll out the red carpet.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I really firmly did not agree with the last part with I embrace my status or whatever you're saying. No way. That's not me at all.
Prefer royalty. All right. Yeah. And then I am Pisces. Pisces, a water sign, is the last constellation of the zodiac. It's symbolized by 2 fish swimming in opposite directions, representing the contrast divisions of Pisces' attention between fantasy and reality. As the final sign, Pisces has absorbed every lesson The joys and the pain, the hopes and the fears, learned by all of the other signs. All right, I'm happy with mine.
So,
I didn't read mine before this, so
if I had
I'm
to
the best of all.
guess, I'd say that me and Lindsay are the most compatible because we're the only two signs whose base animals might be found on Earth. Then next, I'd say me and Brent are probably more compatible with each other than Brent and Lindsay because Leo is for lion and cats eat fish. I don't think oxen do. So, that's my guess. Those are my guesses.
All right. Okay. Do you want to read the two relationship, the things at the bottom?
Yeah. So,
the things at the bottom of the thing.
Leo and Pisces. Leo and Pisces form an unusual alliance. Outgoing Leo is mystified by the fish's reclusive ways. Introverted Pisces will tire of the lion's self-centered stories. However, all is not lost on the friendship front. Both signs have a deep appreciation for fantasy and glamour. They'll find they share lots of the same taste in movies. They'll admire each other's fashion sense. Above all, they'll connect over their mutual desire to transcend mundane reality. If Leo can put up with Pisces' tearful outbursts, Pisces can tolerate the lion's gargantuan ego.
All right.
Do you have a lot of tearful outbursts, Brent?
Do you have a lot of bursts of ego?
No.
I think we were born in the wrong months.
Yeah. Clearly, it's
clearly a fault on our part, not on.
Yeah.
And as far as citation purposes, where are we pulling these explanations from? What website was that?
I got my first one from allure.com/story/zodiac sign personality trait dates, and then the relationship advice is going to come from horoscopefree.com.
All right, I'll read the one about YouTube. Well, the person who's not involved with the relationship.
Okay. All right, that works.
All right. Factual Taurus may not seem to have much in common with fantastic Pisces at first glance. After scratching each other's surfaces, though, they'll find a great deal in common. Both love beauty and art and harmony. Each is laid back and agreeable. Taurus delights in making Pisces laugh, while Pisces enjoys getting Taurus to loosen up. The bull won't appreciate Pisces' forgetful ways, while the fish... Let me finish. I got 2 lines left. While the fish will shake their head at Taurus's material concerns. Fortunately, both signs are very tolerant and will refrain from scolding each other.
Man.
I have to say, I think me and Brent got the wrong months as well.
The laid back and agreeable, I can go along.
No, I disagree. Brent always disagrees with me just to disagree with me. It doesn't disagree.
Oh, no. All right.
But you're saying neither of you guys don't both love beauty, art, and harmony?
I mean, who doesn't love harmony?
I like some art, and usually not. I'm not big on like paintings and such, but I like the art of filmmaking. I like the art of music.
Film.
Yeah.
No. Stupid. All right. Taurus and Leo. Taurus and Leo have more in common than meets the eye. Both love luxury. Each is extremely loyal. The two of them are incredibly stubborn. When they become friends, it's usually because they appreciate each other's tastes. These two can often be found shopping, eating, and making or appreciating art together. Taurus hates being ordered around, which can cause problems when Leo issues royal commands. Leo dislikes Taurus's frugality. Fortunately, they're both very friendly. Most days they prefer having fun to fighting. I like how almost all of these are like, they aren't meant to be friends, but it can work out.
Yeah. I've never considered myself loving luxury, but I do consider myself loyal. And I can typically be very stubborn when someone challenges my stubbornness. I'm the most stubborn person ever.
Mm-hmm.
That was your opportunity to challenge his stubbornness.
Yep.
No, that's not.
Therefore, I must agree.
These two can often be found shopping, eating, or making or appreciating art together. Let's see.
Eating, maybe, yes.
Yeah.
Shopping, I don't do much of that.
We've definitely eaten together. I think we've gone to Goodwill together. That was a good
Oh,
time.
we have gone to a few thrift shops before. We've gone to that Mama's something. I don't know. Kind of by our high school.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Like
you took me there
over by the snow cone place.
Yeah, I think Clara went with us or something. Someone went with us.
Actually, I don't know if I ever hung out with her outside of school.
I could have sworn that was who. I could be thinking of the wrong person. Oh well.
Whatever.
But yeah, making her appreciate art. I like you guys kind of hinted at the last one. It's like a very, very like vague thing to say. Appreciating art. Like, are you talking about art of movies? Are you talking about art of like painting? Are you talking about art of eating?
There was that one time we saw that movie. What was the name of that movie we saw together? And all of
Sorry
us,
to bother you.
Yeah, sorry to bother you. All of us hated that movie, but we thought the other two were enjoying it, so we stayed. But all of us wanted to walk out because you're like, I'm not enjoying this.
Speaking of art, in that movie, remember the part where like she stands up on stage and like everyone's throwing stuff at her and she's considering it art?
I've blocked that movie from my mind.
Yeah, honestly, I don't remember that.
But
I hated that movie.
We got the second we got out of the screening room. Each one was like, "Man, I wanted to walk out of that." Wait a minute, you wanted to walk out?
I remember. I clearly remember saying I wanted to leave that movie 20 minutes in, and you guys were like, "Yeah, me too."
Well, I was fine with it until like it was the 30-minute mark or something that it just started to turn quickly.
It just
also, award for most deceiving trailer goes to that movie. And
yeah,
also,
it had some interesting social commentary, but I wasn't a fan of the execution.
Little mini segment, movie review. Sorry to bother you. We all hated it. Don't go see it.
0 out of 10. Would not recommend unless you're into horse people. If you're into horse people, then who knows? You might be right up your alley. Yeah. And then we had relationship advice for today, but I was just looking through these and they're really boring. I don't know why someone would check this with any frequency for horoscope relationship.
Some people just need a little bit of faith for their future endeavors and
how are you supposed
for a relationship.
How are you supposed to know how you're supposed to live out each day if you don't look at your horoscope?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been messing up the past 20 years.
21 years. Speaking of which,
this podcast is coming out on my birthday. So everyone, even if you're watching this 30 years in the future, say happy birthday.
Yep. And it's a big one because he's turning the big 2-1, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
You know what that means.
Uh-huh.
I can buy legally 20 packs of cigarettes.
You can buy that at 18.
Not anymore.
It got changed to 21.
Yep. When?
Like the past year or so?
Yeah.
It's been in the work for the past year. And it just became official. But yeah. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, deal Brent. Happy birthday to you. There you go. End of the story.
Happy birthday to Brent.
It is I'm gonna
be his
30% more enthusiasm.
Gets posted. Yeah.
I got a new Superman shirt. Glows in the dark.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I have it for.
Did you get your jacket?
Which jacket?
The really cool leather one?
Yeah. I've had that for a long time.
Speaking of which, you haven't given me an update on a motorcycle.
It's a work in progress. Okay. I might be taking I plan to be taking lessons over spring break.
Are you gonna learn how to ride a motorcycle, Brent?
That's the plan.
That'd be kind of sick. Also, we missed we were spending a good while trying to figure out a third segment for today, and I feel like we missed a pretty obvious one. Because it's a birthday episode, and we could have written a new birthday song to sing on people's birthdays.
I considered that, but I don't know why I didn't do it. It's technically not too late. I don't know. All right, ad break.
That's true.
Lindsay, go.
All right, ad break. Digital mall. Are you ever wanting to go shopping but don't want to leave your house? Maybe you're lazy or have social anxiety? No need to fear social interactions anymore. With Digital Mall, you can shop from all your favorite stores from the comfort of your own home, or while you're procrastinating homework, or even while you're supposed to be working at your job. Pick up a digital mall device today.
That is so this is going to help so many people because like my mom, she loves going to the mall. Very sad that they're closing down now. So now she like all the malls are going away because of online businesses, but now she can go to the digital mall and all her problems are solved.
Yeah, exactly.
This is amazing.
I'm especially grateful to the digital mall because what a pain it was to put shoes on and clothes to have to go to the mall.
Yeah.
Now I can go to the mall completely naked with no repercussions.
I won't be kicked out again. Wow. Thank you, Digital Mall, for sponsoring this episode with your small loan of $1 million. All right. Hypothetical time. So the TV show Altered Carbon. If you've seen it, this is gonna make more sense. If you haven't, basically a quick rundown of how the TV show works is everyone in the TV show, when you're born, your consciousness is uploaded to this thing called a stack.
Not important, but it was at 1 year old.
Okay, sure. So your consciousness is uploaded to this thing called a stack, which is just like a little computer disk that's put in the back of your neck. And what it allows you to do is if you're about to die, your body can die. And so they can take the computer chip out, which holds your consciousness, and they can put it into a separate body, which they call a sleeve. And so you can put your consciousness into another body and continue to living, no problem. Doesn't have to be like similar to your previous body. It can be completely random, however you want. So we're going to go similar to that in this hypothetical. So basically, it's the same as the TV show in that if you have enough money or whatever, you can choose to, like, let's say you were in an accident and you were paralyzed from the accident. You can choose to swap your body to a new sleeve, but every time you do so in the movie or in the TV show, you get to choose what sleeve you want. But in this situation, it's going to go to a random body, like any age, anywhere in the world, any gender, anything. And then also in the TV show, like if your body dies, you upload it you can do it into a new body. But so this one, whenever you die, it automatically goes to a random thing. So you didn't get a choice. But so whenever it's basically like almost like reincarnation, where when you die, it's going to randomly be sent to a new body.
This kind of touches.
So wait, you don't have a choice. It just happens.
Correct. Yeah. You like if something happens to you where you're still alive, you can choose to do it. But when you die, no matter what, it's going to happen.
Yeah. So this kind of touches the previous hypothetical we did. But one of the cool things that they do in the story in the show is that they like if you live out you can live out a prison sentence or something and be however many years, and then you get brought back to consciousness or something like that. So I think on the show, like it was like 250 years or something like that he like pretty much served in like a conscious only prison, and then his computer chip was put into a new sleeve after that long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
So in the show, where did the sleeves come from?
So they're super advanced in like bioengineering, and so they can from cells basically grow a body. Okay. But then also if like
if you break the law or something like that and you're put in prison or something like that, your body's pretty much up for grabs.
Yeah.
Your sleeve. So like it could be a perfectly good body, it could have some great muscle mass and like some really good benefits of it. But just because you broke the law, you pretty much don't have that sleeve anymore.
So, what?
Well, okay.
What differences are we distinguishing from the show, so that our hypothetical isn't just replicating what the show's universe is?
Well,
go ahead.
the main difference is you get to choose in the show what body you get put into, and then also like if you die, it isn't a standard that you're going to be put into another one, let alone, and if you were, then like it's not a random one anywhere.
See, yeah, I don't think Bert really touched it, but this one is like you're unaware of like the age and the location of the new sleeve. So if you want to get re-uploaded, you have no idea. Like if I do it here in the United States, I could end up in China or something like that. So it's like there's some like risk factors of you not knowing where you're at.
Well, so like my first thought is, so like I'm chilling, and unfortunately my great grandmother has passed away, and so but she's somewhere on Earth. I just need to find her. So suddenly, like my grandma is now a 13-year-old Eskimo boy in Canada or something. And so somehow I need to find like my great grandmother or something is an interesting situation. Or let's say like you're hit by a bus. And you end up in South Africa. You now need to find a way to get back to where you were. So that's one interesting.
But you also could be really lucky and be back on the same city if you're
theoretically, yeah, sure. So we'd have to set up like basically like a Facebook, but for find my dead relative that's in a new body.
So
yeah.
How do you prevent overpopulation?
That's a very good point, because no one ever dies. Wow, this is like a conglomeration of a decent amount of
previous ones.
Yeah,
so I'm trying to, in the show,
and the internet going down.
They have like I feel like they have another internet is also down for this.
And Blockbuster's back.
I was gonna say, how are we gonna bring Blockbuster back?
Well, Blockbuster never died because it was uploaded into a new storefront.
But it's plot twist. Apple products is now Blockbuster because that was the new sleeve it got put into. What do you think would happen with the animals? I guess it wouldn't really. Do animals have consciousness?
In the show, they touch on this. I mean, if you want me to compare it to the show, I can. Yeah. So
it's been a while.
There's like levels of society in the show. There's the very, very rich that are on top of these skyscrapers so that they're not even close to the lower tier classes. And they had this party, these higher class citizens, and pretty much this lady brings this giant snake into this party, and it was like pretty much she was bringing up as a joke and stuff, and all the other rich people were laughing about it too.
Well, didn't she upload a person to a snake?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
okay,
she uploaded a person to a snake, and which is considered illegal in the show. And then she puts the consciousness back into another human body, and the consciousness of the snake actually overrode the human consciousness, and ended up like when she put the computer chip back into a human, it acted like a snake.
Huh.
Which that doesn't directly answer your question, but that's the closest thing that I could give to.
Yeah. So that'd be an interesting. We could literally make like just a scientific reincarnation if we just added in like animals too. There's a chance you come back as a gorilla. It's like you show up to like Thanksgiving dinner. There's a gorilla, there's a snake, there's a chicken and a cat, and like 7 different humans. And it's like, this is my family. We're crazy. It would make sitcoms significantly more interesting. That would be something.
We need to find this actor again. He died, but instead of like, let's say it was Tom Cruise, but now Tom Cruise is
a wizard,
a teenage girl from Australia.
I would love to see that.
So
but no, and then can you imagine reboots? They would become so much more interesting. So Top Gear is now filmed, instead of Tom Cruise, it's a 14-year-old Australian girl. But like the storyline's completely the same.
So my question is like, say I'm just so happened to be put into a sleeve that struggled with nicotine addiction, because I'm being put inside of a brain that has nicotine addiction and is used to getting that high, kind of that buzz. Am I gonna be craving nicotine, or is my consciousness gonna override what the brain is craving?
Well, okay, that's an interesting, because they never really even talk about the brain in the TV show, because they almost ignore it entirely and just say the stack or the consciousness is basically the brain.
Yeah.
And so I like the idea, but I think it would have to be less so neural pathways that you made with the brain, because it seems as if everything's happening on the sleeve at this point, and more so, let's say that like you were up, which they kind of go into this, I guess, in the show. It's like, because it's like, I can juggle. Let's say a new guy's uploaded into me. Is he able to juggle? In the TV show, they mentioned that like the main character, who's like a fighter, has been uploaded into a person who has like fighting capabilities, or I forgot what they called it, but basically hand-eye coordination and stuff.
Well, so what they touched on is there's this group of people called envoys or whatever, which he's supposed to be, the main character is supposed to be the last of them, but they talk about how they train themselves. The envoys are trained to be able to be high in combat and reflex and all this different stuff, no matter what body they're put into.
Well, but I specifically, it's unfortunate we're using a TV show that you have watched recently, Daniel has not watched, and I watched 2 years ago. But I specifically remember that there was one thing where they were like, they specifically mentioned this body has been in combat, and so it has reflexes. I think
you're right, because the episode I watched today, actually, one guy who didn't seem like he was very like combat
savvy.
inclined in combat. He had got put into a new body and a new sleeve, and it seemed like he was actually to be able to take on the main guy. So yeah, I think you do pick up some of the like muscle memory stuff.
Daniel, what do you got?
It's a little unrelated, but it reminds me of I forget which Scooby-Doo movie it's from, but the one where a hypnotist hypnotizes Shaggy to not be as
the ghost T-Rex. The what do they call it? It was the T-Rex one, but it was a ghost T-Rex.
Is that the one when Shaggy beats up the biker gang?
Yes. And you get what it was like Super Saiyan Shaggy.
Yeah.
Ghost
Ultra Instinct. Yep.
Scooby-Doo. Listeners at home, make sure you check out Dangerous. No, that's not the name of it. Dinosaur Spirit Ghost. Legend of the Phantasaur. That Legend of the Phantasaur. Make sure you check out Scooby-Doo Legend of the Phantasaur. That is an amazing movie. 10 out of 10.
Speaking of which, when is the Scoob movie coming
out? Sometime this year.
Wow.
I'm not sure.
Scoob,
it's a Scooby-Doo
movie. Scooby-Doo movie.
The animation style they chose for it's pretty interesting.
It's definitely different.
And unique.
Yes.
I'm interested
and
now.
The answer is May 15th.
Ooh. That is
I don't know if I'll see it in the theater, so. I'm going to see Sonic, though, tonight. That'll be interesting. Anyway, so my stack got uploaded to Sonic. I can now run multiple times the speed of sound.
It's actually another thing to the point of the hypothetical. If we're going back to the Tom Cruise example, like he would now have to convince everyone that he's Tom Cruise because
I'm Tom Cruise. I'm Tom Cruise.
Any person with acting ability could just say that there were Tom Cruise's personality ended up.
But your stack has like an identification number, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
So,
which would help with like crime and stuff, because technically you could probably like upload to someone random and get away with a crime that you did with your previous sleeve. If you have the resources.
So what do they do for, like, if someone gets a life sentence, or like you said, like that one guy, 250-year sentence, what if he commits a similar crime in a new body?
I assume he would be thrown back.
Bonus punishment?
Bonus
or did they just,
punishment?
like, throw his disc into the ocean?
I can't say I know the entire legal system of the fictional world.
How do you pass the bar in Altered Carbon? Tell me everything.
Well, tomatoes. Also, one interesting thing they do in the show is it's illegal, but you can make copies of your consciousness. So
yeah, or copies of your sleeve. They do that too.
Interesting. So,
well,
how many copies of myself do you think I could fit on one Earth?
Well, it depends on the size of the Earth
and the size of the sleeve of which you put the Earth on. Or
what?
I said that wrong. But
can you upload an Earth to a sleeve?
Upload a plot of land to a sleeve. Can't say you can't.
But good luck trying.
Indeed. All right. Any final thoughts on uploading? I think final thoughts for me, I'm going to make a copy of myself. 2 copies. I'm going to upload one to a gorilla and one to a cheetah and have myself fight myself while I watch.
Well, what if you upload one of your consciousness to to continue studying, and then another one, your consciousness to go travel the world, and
but you can't recombine them. And
well, yeah, but you can still pass it off as your own knowledge.
There's only one reason I would copy myself, and that would be to get better at chess.
I thought you were going to say so one can work at McDonald's for all eternity, making money.
Nah, man. I can just play myself in chess, and then I'll always know I have an even opponent.
Well, because you guys would be even so long as you never do anything different and you only play yourself.
No, we
would
be even, and then as one learning, the other's probably learning at around the same rate, and then if one gets better, the other one's going to start learning how he's playing better by observation, and then build up until
but then the other guy's also getting better.
Until I am Grandmaster of the world. My only competition is myself. Also, I'm arrested for making a copy of myself.
Yeah.
So now it's undisputed.
Under the title of Grandmaster.
That just Guinness World Book of Records or something. Make it a goal. That'd be awesome. You make enough copies of yourself and dedicate each one, or enough to where you send 100 per record, and it's surely one of them will break the record if they spend their entire lives trying to get it. All right, get rich quick schemes, Altered Carbon edition. Anyway, that's all we have time for on that hypothetical. Daniel, give us a quote of the bombastic.
All right, here's the bombastic quote. Oh, well, let's see. I haven't read this yet, so. Tell me, and I will be told. Teach me, and I will be taught. Involve me, and I will be involved.
Wow. You ain't bombinating around, if you know what I mean. No need to festoon that up.
Continuing on to the next Earth, we have exotic animals. Here we will talk about some random animals that people have as pets. And we talk about how crazy and what some dangers might be of trying to domesticate one of these. The first two are very obvious. The first one's a lion.
Okay.
Which I think would be the most baller move ever, is to have a pet lion. That or a pet tiger. One of the two I think would be the coolest kind of pets to flex on people with.
No, it's definitely not the coolest. Cause I've seen videos before online of people. It's oh yeah, look at me and my lion. They're playing around, but the lion is playfully biting his arm. No way. I'm not. I don't want a lion. Lion can playfully bite off my arm. I don't like that.
But I've seen videos of like people who like put their heads inside of like a lion's jaw. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a dumb idea. I don't care how much you trust an animal. If for some reason it hears a loud noise while you have your head in its mouth, you're gone, dude. You're gone.
Not enough money.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah. 'Cause I mean, my cat will bite me if I antagonize it enough. So I'm not putting my head in the mouth of a lion. But it'd be kind of cool to have a lion that I'm that close with.
Yeah. The same guy that has this apparently has like flamingos and cheetahs also as pets. Hopefully not together, because that'd be interesting.
I feel like flamingos would be kind of scary. Those things are pretty big, aren't they? How big do flamingos get?
I don't think they're massive, but they're decently sized.
Hold on. Size of a flamingo.
Also, looking through, I think it's like I've got a list of different animals allowed per state, and I think it's like 8 to 9 states that you're allowed to have a lion in America.
Oh, really?
So it's possible.
So
and it is possible in the state we are in.
American flamingos get up to about 5 feet tall, and greater flamingos get up to about 5.5 to 6 feet tall.
Is there like a weight to them?
Wait, I just saw a little diagram. Let me see if I can pull something more substantial up.
What's the density of a flamingo, and we can figure this out?
Approximately 1,000 kilograms per meter cubed.
Wow.
Wait, before we continue on, what do you think is probably the craziest pet that's on this list? If you guys haven't looked through it.
See, I want to say a bear, because a bear just seems, which I know can be a pet because I'm looking in the state of Alabama, you can't own a bear. Because
solely that state?
Well, that's just top of the list. So I don't know if it might be other places too. I know it's not allowed in Alaska, which is ironic because there are actually bears in Alaska. So I'm gonna say a bear because it's got to be an alpha predator that is the top, and then other options are like a crocodile or something, or like a gorilla maybe. But I'd take a bear over just about anything.
Bear is the next one.
Okay, hold on a minute. I'm looking at this Wikipedia page on flamingos.
Right, as one does.
The greater flamingo is the tallest of the 6 different species of flamingos, standing at 3.9 to 4.7 feet tall. So that one diagram was wrong. But anyways.
Wise.
So 3.9 to 4.7 feet tall with a weight up to 7.7 pounds.
Holy what? That is definitely not 1,000 kilograms per whatever you said.
Meter cubed. Theoretically, that's the density of water. I just kind of figured they'd be made up of mostly like a water-like substance, but maybe not. Maybe I was wrong.
Okay, yeah. The next one is a bear. Now that would be freaky, dude. That thing freaking lays on top of you and you're gone.
The bear does anything, you're gone. If it looks at you with enough intimidation factors, you roll a d20, and if it's under like 20, you die.
If you like... there has to be like a special kind of person or mindset that people have to like, you know what? I'm going to have a crazy animal as a pet. They must be like attention seeking or something.
Well, but like if I was rich enough, because it's like, it's a strange distinction to make of just owning an animal versus it being your pet. Because pet implies that to me that you're going to play with it or like form a relationship with it. But versus just owning an animal, it's like I'd own a bear just to say I own a bear, but I won't have a pet as a bear because the bear will kill me.
Yeah, so I guess that's true.
Okay. The largest male flamingos have been recorded at up to 74 inches tall and 9.9 pounds. So there
9.9 pounds. That's crazy.
So at a little over 6 feet tall, a flamingo can almost hit 10 pounds.
Yeah, so if they're stored with cheetahs, they're gone for good. The cheetah breathes on them and they're falling over.
That's pretty nutty. Also, they stick their heads in the ground. Flamingos are weird. I want a flamingo.
She won't.
I think we've established that. I was talking with someone yesterday about monkeys, and I found myself looking up how to obtain a permit to own a monkey.
What does that entail?
I don't know. I spent like 20 minutes Googling it, and I couldn't get anywhere. I wonder why. Why do they make it so? You know what, America? I'm running for president 2020. My stance, every American can own a monkey.
I mean, it can't be that hard to own a monkey. There was an episode of Drake and Josh all about it.
Obviously. I always go, for all legal advice, I just reference episodes of Drake and Josh.
I reference episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, though that might not be a very good idea.
Probably
It
not. What's the
mainly
next
pertains
animal?
to bird law.
The next animal I think would be the freakiest to try to interact with, and it is a hippo.
Dude, hippos are literally the most dangerous animal.
Yeah, why
That's
would
what
you
I'm
want to
saying.
own a hippo?
Dude, like,
Hippos are really cool,
I've
but
looked up details about them, and it's like they can be anywhere between 10.8 to 16.5 feet long, and 5.2 feet tall. And the average female weighs around 3,000 pounds. And oh my gosh, the average male weighs anywhere from 3,500 to 9,920 pounds.
Are you kidding me?
That's
9,000.
nutty, dude.
It's
That is
4.5 tons for
No.
a stupid the hippo. Ugh. What
Yeah,
kind of what's their top running speed?
Oh, I have to look that up specifically.
Daniel,
but-
switch from your flamingo Wikipedia page to the hippopotamus Wikipedia
but
page.
I'm not done reading about flamingo.
But imagine like trying to have one of these as a pet, like just the habitat you would have to create for it. Just to,
19 miles per hour.
Yep.
that's the momentum right there.
Yeah, that is terrifying. I mean, and granted, that's for short distances, but also not many humans can maintain 19 miles per hour for very long.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because Usain Bolt is like it's 27 miles per hour.
Yeah, I'm
pretty sure,
it's
so.
faster than that. Cause I feel like several NFL players can get it into the mid 20s.
All right.
We're looking everything
This
up
is
on-
Googling episode. 27 miles per hour.
Dang.
Boom. Toasted. All right. You may continue.
Okay. I continue reading about hippos at this point. Next one, Brent, you called it alligator. Or do you say crocodile? One
I
of the
said
two.
crocodile.
Yeah.
Don't you dare confuse the two.
The picture is there's a picture of the alligator on top of the ATV. So it's kind of cool to see. But that would be freaky, dude. I think all reptiles look freaky and are easily like intimidating to people. So like it's even more crazy to me that people have freaking snakes as pets, much less.
I'm okay with snakes. I know, like a lot of people aren't okay with snakes, but snakes there's a lot of them that are harmless. So that makes more sense. But a crocodile just like the PSI per square I guess
Pressure.
that already has per square
Yeah.
inch in it. But anyway, the PSI is insane on their bite. I know.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean, the hippos are crazy
multiple
too.
1,000 pounds. All right,
That's crazy.
you're gonna get so many facts this episode of alligator bite. 2,125 pounds per square inch.
That's insane. Dude, that could easily just rip you in half.
Yes.
It could compress you into a meat cube very easily.
Making them an effective predator. I think. That's up for debate, but
Possible.
I don't know.
Personal
Flamingo
opinion.
versus crocodile. I know who I'm taking.
Oh, by the way, shout out to Dustin. Speaking of battles, he thinks that Doofenshmirtz would beat Lex Luthor.
That's right.
And he's
completely correct.
very
And
not
shout out
correct.
to Brent's mom, who I haven't spoken to about this, but I'm pretty sure she would also agree with that.
Yes.
Nope. I guarantee you she doesn't know who Doofenshmirtz is. But shout out to mom. All right.
Yep.
Next, let's get 2 more animals. Pick a good one.
Okay, then next 2 I'll put together, and then I'll do another one after that. The next 2 is like there's a hyena and a fox, which I don't think a fox is that crazy.
It's basically a poor man's rabbit.
Oh my gosh.
You can quote me on that.
But a hyena, that would be like the first thing I picture is friggin' Birds of Prey, dude. How she had a hyena.
Oh yeah. That's a rich man's cat.
That was a massive hyena. I don't know how big hyenas typically get, but the hyena.
You're gonna get one Googled fact about every animal. All right.
The hyena was massive in that movie.
Of hyena. A hyena. Well, it's just gonna give me pounds. The spotted hyena, which is the one from Birds of Prey, is 98 to 140 pounds, and 4 to 5.9 feet.
Yeah, I feel like the one in the movie was a lot bigger than. I mean,
on the upper end, that seems right.
Okay.
But also, she has 2 hyenas, so it bothered me she only had 1 in the movie. Oh, I could go on for ages about what's wrong with that movie, but
I like that. And then the next crazy one is a kangaroo. I feel like that'd be fun, but they're pretty aggressive animals, aren't they?
Yes.
I can hear the clicking of what you're looking for.
Well, can you guess what fact about a kangaroo I just Googled?
How powerful their kick is.
Nope.
Their punch.
No. How high they can jump. And that answer is 6 feet. It can literally hurdle me.
Yeah.
So I'm just, it's gonna Mario me. It's gonna like jump on my head.
Stomp you?
Yeah.
How much does the average kangaroo weigh?
That breaks our one fact.
Yeah.
Okay, but
kangaroo.
I need to know now.
Oh, how much does a kangaroo cost? I'm looking that up first. 2,000 or males go for 2,000, 3,000, or females go for 3,000.
Wow. Dang.
Wait,
sexism,
what's sexist. Price gap, wage gap.
Yeah.
What's the shipping cost on that?
I don't know.
Would you guys be surprised if I bought a kangaroo right now?
The largest kangaroo is the eastern gray kangaroo, and it can get up to 150 pounds.
Wait, kangaroos get up to 150 pounds?
Length, nose to tail, is 9.2 feet.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, those are massive and have like really dense muscles. So
if this podcast becomes very successful, ladies and gentlemen, you listeners, keep me accountable. I will get us a kangaroo, a We Bombastic kangaroo.
What's its name gonna? Is its name gonna be like Bombastic or something?
It's gonna be the main character's name of Bombasia.
That's what it's gonna be. We Bombastic Roo.
Oh my! All right, title episode. Yeah, I like it. Big fan.
All right, there's your crazy
marsupial Bombastic Roo. It's a work in progress.
Yeah, we'll get something. It's gonna have something with kangaroo in it.
Yeah,
maybe. We hope
some form of a pun. All right. Thank you, me, for all the information on exactly.
We all looked up.
Yeah, hold on. I gave a lot of information about flamingos.
Flamingos. And I'm sure the one person who thought flamingos were the coolest out of all those enjoyed that.
Well,
all right. Take us into world building.
World building. Season 2, we've been working on this world building idea. So far, we have a ring of water. Sorry, I'm losing my thought already. Let me think. Processing. Yeah, so we have this bridge around a ring of water, and the bridge is kind of like what our main focus was for a little bit. And there is an atmosphere that exists with a white dwarf, and also the planet also revolves around a red giant star. There is very common for asteroids to land inside the water. And then we talked about the kind of creatures that inhabit this area. And we talked about how they are humanoid for the most part with some weird eyes, and they lay eggs. There is a religion, Church of the Bridge, which we haven't really got into too much yet. But there's no government. Everyone kind of lives peacefully. All the different tribes is what we called it. Was it tribes or was it like something else?
It was just a nation.
however you want to call it.
Okay.
They live in communities.
Yeah. Aside from that, we talked about plant life a little bit. Pretty much the main area we're talking about right now is kind of swampy, and we have our stories so far talking about how a main character finds a stone and goes to seek advice about it from a hermit. And beyond that, am I missing anything?
Nope, that's basically it.
Yeah, so
found a stone, went to the planet, bridge in the water, asteroids crash in, Church of the Bridge, no government. Main character finds stone in swampy earth, speaks to hermit, tells him to find the construction guild to ask questions.
Because the stone's from the planet.
Yes, stone is from the planet.
All right. So, that was shortened. Let me timer. Got it in my hand. We are going.
Wait, do we talk about what we're going to talk about?
We're going to talk about what we're going to talk about right now. We're going to talk about the story still. So he's at the local construction faction who maintains the bridge. They didn't build the bridge.
Right.
Bedoy maintains the bridge. All right. And so let's say he's talking with the head chief of the bridge, and he's like, "Yo, bro, check out the stone." And he's like, "I see that stone. That stone ain't from my neck of the woods. It's the right material, but it's not from here." So that he gets a confirming source from the head construction dude that ain't from the bridge, but it's the same material.
Yeah.
Ain't from bridge.
Ain't from bridge. Love the note. Okay.
Right, so what's he doing from there?
So he says, take it to the research lab about a quarter of the way around the planet. If you take the bridge car, it'll be fastest.
This totally seems like side quests for a video game, but sure. He takes it to research lab via, what did you call it?
Bridge car.
The bridge car. He took the bridge car over.
Is it like a train or a monorail that goes by it?
It's like a public transit. I don't know. You guys think it fits better as like a really fast bus or some kind of?
Well, I think public transportation is definitely the way to go because the bridge is the main form of travel. So, I like metro. It's a metro system, but above ground.
Okay.
Wait, right. I know what you're saying. That's a train. Shut up. It's a matrain. That's what it's called.
It's a fast train. Can revolve the planet in one Bombasia day.
Yeah, one Bombasia day. And so he ends up at the research center. So he's there, and at nope, not control 2 at research center. And so he should have a friend. I vote we put his friend there. His friend's at the research center.
Okay, he has a friend there, and I think we should somehow get them to
friend.
Wait, where do we decide it came from? It came from the planet?
Yeah, it's from the planet.
So why don't we find out a way that will eventually lead to them wanting to go down to have the friend want to encourage him to go check out where it could be from the planet.
Well, yes, and I think so. The way they're going to eventually do that is via the aeronautics, which had been developed but were very heretical, and so people don't like talking about it, don't like using it, and so that's going to be the method by which they're going to get there. But we need to form up the events that lead to them finally deciding to do it.
Okay.
So they're talking, and he's doing some microscopy stuff on the stone that the main character found, who has a name. And
microscopy stuff.
And he's looking at it. He's like, "Yep, I have never seen this before, except on the bridge."
Thanks. Super useful information given from him.
Main character is like, "Hey, I already knew that, so tell me more." And the friend's like, Remember how we always used to talk about being the first people to make it back from the surface of the planet? And then they're like, they talk about that for a bit, and something's got to happen where they're like, yeah, we're okay with defying the bridge.
All right. So the next day, a new asteroid comes in, and they see it as a sign. What's the asteroid made of?
Airplanes.
Yes. All right. Asteroid comes in next day made of airplanes.
No, maybe there's like an etching on it that.
No, I'm pretty sure it's made of airplanes.
Like there's a schematic on it. An asteroid crashes, and there's very clearly some kind of schematic on it and instructions, and it's like just hieroglyphic-y enough. It's like doodled out so you can kind of follow the instructions, but you don't know exactly what they're building.
Mm-hmm.
And so the research lab's kind of secluded, so they're like, hey, we just got this. They write down everything they find on the asteroid, and then they take it back to Construction Guild.
Well, I kind of like the idea of like a Han Solo type character, or a rogue character that they have to go to. Like they have to go through this underground society to get this airplane. Oh, we have hit 5 minutes. So we're stopping with the asteroid that originally was thought to be made of airplanes, but it turns out it just had a schematic of an airplane. Was not made of airplanes, unfortunately.
Bummer.
So that's going to be all for Bombasia for this week. And unfortunately, I'm sorry, but this is all for the podcast this week as well. So don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, follow. All that means a whole lot to us. Anything you can do to support us via the internets is awesome. And then, so last week I said, let's beat the goal or beat what we had the previous week. So we had 58. This last week we beat that. We got to 72. And
76.
So 76. And so can we beat that again? That would be
maybe.
No.
I mean, yes.
We're not setting our expectations too high. If you beat it, Lindsay is going to do 7 push-ups per view that we get every day. It's on recording. He said he'd do it.
I didn't say 7, but I'll take the challenge.
He said 7 per view.
I'll take the challenge. I'm not fighting it. I'm just saying I didn't say it.
Within a 24-hour period. Don't have to be consecutive. All right. Final thoughts. Daniel, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that it was a pretty good episode. Very informational today.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of talked about that. We were discussing different things like, this episode might be kind of informational. Yeah, that was right.
It was very right.
That's okay.
Correct.
Not a bad thing.
No, not bad at all.
I like to think that we informed the people of what to do.
We're
and who to vote for president. Brent 2020.
Yep.
For sure.
B Money 2020.
Yeah. Well, no, that's my vice president.
Oh.
I've made a copy of my stack and uploaded it into a snake.
He's back into a human and then into a gorilla.
Correct. Lindsay, what are you thinking?
I agree. I thought it was a really good episode. A quick comment or slight notification is that not this next week, but the week after, we might have to take a 1-week break because Brent and I will be going on a trip, and afterwards, hopefully, we'll be returning with many stories to tell on the next episode. So that's something to look forward to. But if we miss a week, please don't cry. Please don't feel upset. Please don't feel betrayed, because it's only because we're going out and searching for even better content.
And the next week, I may be traveling. And so the next week after they go on their trip, I may be traveling somewhere.
So we may have a mid-season break, but let's hope not.
It won't be like a Rick and Morty mid-season break, though. That's still going on.
How long has this break been going on?
Like, they started in December or something, and it's still going on. Also, so my final thoughts. Yep, good episode. Next week, or I guess next episode, whenever that may be, we plan to do another get to know you segment. So be sure to pay attention to learn more about your hosts.
Yeah, and if you somehow hear this episode before we do that episode, before we record that episode, send some questions you might have about us or something you want to know about us.
That would be pretty neato burrito, but we've never had any response to any prompt we've ever given. So
I know, but a man can hope, can't he?
Nothing against you guys, but I don't have hope in you. Sorry.
Prove him wrong, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, prove me wrong. You won't. But I think that's going to cut it for this week. So have a bombastic week, and we will see you next time.